Call to order the Diamond Head Water and Sewer District meeting of June 13th. All in attendance, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you don't like that idea, get out. All the way out. So, all right. Roll call, madam, please.
Thank you. Chairman Brian Griffith.
Here.
Vice Chairman Louis Ortel.
Here.
Treasurer Mark Bisecker.
Here.
Commissioner Arlen Griffey, note for the record, is absent. And Commissioner Eric Nolan.
Here.
Thank you.
Let's show that we have a quorum. Public comments. Mr. Durrell, you got any comments? None whatsoever? Shake, rattle, and roll? Okay. All right.
Approve the agenda.
Yes, I'm sorry. Backing up to approve the agenda, as I did not get any notice of any alterations to the agenda submitted to the commissioners for pre-review. Is there any, staff? All right. Ask for approval of the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Commissioner
Second.
Ortel, Commissioner Nolan seconds. All in favor of approval of the action signify by saying aye.
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 And the prior submitted agenda is the one we'll operate under. No public comments requested this evening. Item 4.1 specifically, seeking a motion to approve the minutes for our last regularly scheduled meeting of May 23rd, 2024.
So moved.
Commissioner Nolan moves.
Second.
Commissioner Ortel seconds. All in favor of approval of action signify by saying aye.
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 And it carries. General Manager's report.
Thanks, sir. Starting with the altitude valve project, the bids will be opened during this meeting and taken into advisement, reviewed by management and engineering. A recommendation to award will be presented at the next regular board meeting scheduled for June 27th. On the water system improvement project phase 3, that project is now closed out. The warranty items have been addressed by the contractors. We should have documents in the next meeting if we need any further situations. Sewer improvements project basin 13, 16, 17. There was 1 yard that needed to be sodded or resodded rather, and is being finished this week. Due to those issues, we will close out that project during the next board meeting on the 27th. All other items on the punch list have been completed and the final pay-up has been turned in to the engineer. The Lift Station 17 force main replacement project, the pre-construction meeting is scheduled for June 18th at 10:30 a.m. Notice to proceed is expected to be issued on that date. The Lift Station 26 pump improvement project, the pre-construction meeting is scheduled for June 21st at 9:30 a.m. Notice to proceed is expected during that meeting. No abandonment of easements this meeting. The drainage ditch at Colo Court still holding steady, and speaking with the city manager, John McCraw, they are actually out to bid on that project, and it is due on June the 28th, so that's much progress, much more than we've seen in quite a while. Some highlights from the maintenance department were 5 sewer cleanouts installed, 3 cleanouts casted in concrete, 5 water service line repairs, 5 new water and sewer connections installed, 4 after-hours emergencies, 3 were water, and 1 was sewer. On the GIS integration and maintenance, there was actually a late update this afternoon. Digital engineering is finalizing the field training reference guides and should be ready to review before setting up training for field users. Also incorporating the waterline rehabilitation phase 2 project and the MDOT utility relocation as built into the GIS. These are the latest projects that will be entering into that and updating everything. Also, there is a conference call, actually a teams meeting set up for in the morning with those guys, with the engineering firm and myself. Water tower number 1 paint issue. The Tnemic paint samples came back and were normal for the paint provided. Tnemic lab found contamination on surface of samples but were unable to identify. We've asked Tnemic for recommendations. We'll be waiting for that response. And unless there are questions, that's all I have.
Gentlemen, any questions for the general manager?
No, sir.
Consequence of
No,
the
sir.
report. Mr. Bisecker.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, I have just a couple questions and comments. No further progress on the pending claim with the city?
I've not heard anything through the past 2 weeks.
With regard, well, second question is, when does my term expire?
September, I believe.
Okay. Consequent to the clock is running quickly, I would really, really appreciate a demonstration of the GIS upgrades that we have invested so heavily in prior to my turning into a pumpkin.
I expect that to be real soon.
Okay. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
may I ask a question
Uh-huh.
for the board? I think to consider going forward, we don't need action at this time. But you hit upon it when you said, has the city gone forward anymore with the claim?
Mhm.
And to my knowledge, they haven't either. So I think I think they kind of indicated to me in conversation that if the insurer did not make payment, they were not going to.
They were not going to.
That was, did you not get that impression?
That was an impression.
And now specifically stated, no, that has not been stated, but that is the impression I got. So I think going forward, and the insurers certainly had plenty of time, we probably need to get some resolution of the path forward that the board wants to take, should the city decide not to pay this one in addition to the others, which I think the statute's probably lapsed on doing anything on those, but it certainly hasn't on this one.
That's really the underlying consequence of my question regarding the status. So, yes, I'm with you. Would prefer that be a time, obviously, when Commissioner Griffey and all us back, where we can all be in attendance to decide what that action should represent.
Agreed. As stated, I don't think we need to do action, there's no action needed today, but it is something you'll probably need to start thinking about.
Without a doubt.
You don't want to rush into a rash
Yeah.
decision on something that could have consequences.
It's got to be the, obviously, and my hopes would be unanimous decision of the board, but it's not in our best interest for those we serve to just write off uncollected debt from such a debtor, so.
Again?
Yeah, again, so, and we'll see how that plays out, but that was the consequence of the question. Thank you. All right, moving ahead, thank you for the report, Dave. Item 6, construction engineering projects. 6A tonight is, 6-1 is nothing on the agenda. 6-2, specifically the Tower 2 altitude valve project. 6-2A specifically, even more so, seeking a motion to authorize digital engineering to open all bids that have been received for the Tower 2 altitude valve project. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Rattell motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Commissioner Bisecker? Commissioner Bisecker, are you still with us?
Must have lost his signal.
I think we lost him, or he's in an area that he's still hearing us, but we don't hear him. But we'll move ahead as we have.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. You're
Okay.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
Thank you. All right, motion carries. And that moves us into the process of 6-2, motion to acknowledge,
Okay, we received 2 bids. I'm gonna start with the paper bid while the screen warms up over here. First bid was received by DNA Underground. The certificate of responsibility is 20907-MC. Again, it's 20907-MC. Can you turn the light back on?
John said you could turn the light back on.
I can't read. I'm reading on a paper bid.
so yesterday to read paper. museum and get him a light too, just so he can read the paper.
Here's some more.
Well, that's not a good sound from Mr. Visek. Did you do it?
The first bid from DNA is $212,200.
Hang on just a second, good sir. There it is. Okay. Could you please read that again?
The first bid from DNA Underground is $212,200. Again, $212,200.
Okay.
The second bid is online. It's from Mitchell Construction. Certificate of responsibility is 19939-MC. Again, 19939-MC.
I'm back.
Thank you, we got you. We're reading, let me catch you up. The first bid was DNA Underground at $212,200, and he's reading the second bid now from Mitchell.
Thank you.
The second bid is $249,750.
Could you hear that, Mr. Bisecker?
Again, the bid was $249,750.
Did you catch that, Commissioner? He's in a really bad area, obviously,
Yeah.
coming home.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I can hear you. Could you hear that bid?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry.
$249,750.
Right.
And that concludes the opening of the bids.
And we only received 2 bids, Commissioner Bisecker.
Okay.
Okay. So, as is tradition, 2 questions before I affect, but let me first ask the other commissioners, do you have any questions?
Not really.
Just a couple questions or a
Do not.
couple? Yeah, do you have any, Mr. Bisecker?
No, do not.
I do, just because I do not have it in front of me. How close are these bids in the range of our estimate?
My estimate was right around 175, and he's at 212, so that's what, 15, 20%.
Okay. We're outside the budget band, the estimate band, or is the management comfortable, given the slight response, to move ahead with this bid?
Yes, sir, we're just gonna take them under advisement and review them anyway.
I realize that. Just want to make sure rather than post.
Them out very closely.
Okay. All right.
St. John and I will go through.
And this is the second time, right?
Mhm.
So this is the second time we did this part.
This is the second bite at the apple.
Because we were
Right.
saying,
Right.
in the analysis, can you compare it to what we rejected as well? So you know how much. It's gonna factor in, it's a little bit close. At some point, I gotta look this up, at some point when you get so far over budget in the bid, you have to go back and redo them anyway. I think that's right, and I don't remember exactly what that number
But
is, but if we're.
I think that's what I'm fishing for.
If we're
Um,
at a third, then we're getting close. Off the top of my head,
Well, that's,
I thought they were gonna come in much lower.
well, that's not a third.
Yeah.
You got a delta of about 19% there.
Just looking at some of the line items, ridiculous,
But we have got control of that. It's good.
So I would offer, how many bidders were in the last one? That's right.
Let's see, maybe. Yeah, let's see.
So it obviously has to go through appropriate reviews, which is the next action I'm getting ready to take. But prior to that, I just want to, and there's no action to take this evening, but it's more one for internalization. There's a, in the time I've been here, there's a growing reduction in the number of bidders on a lot of our projects. And there's a seeming evidence there's just one horse to beat. It's not easy to beat, and they're not bidding. And that's a little concerning. Actually, it's a lot concerning. Because when you're left with only one horse, you can actually swing that array against you. So, just for internalization. we need to think
Obviously,
about.
there are a lot of construction projects going on with larger
Right,
numbers, and they're
sure.
looking for the larger numbers. That's the only thing we can attribute to
Right.
this situation.
We just need to ensure for our constituency, it's the most competitive process we can possibly make it with the most qualified
Exactly.
contractors. Okay. All right, any further comments?
Yes, sir.
All right, so moving to, thank you, by the way, for the bid opening. Moving to, I'm sorry, 6.2B, seeking a motion to acknowledge receipt of these bids for the Tower 2 altitude project, and to take all received bids under advisement, and to authorize digital engineering to review the bids and return to the board with a recommendation. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Ertel motions, can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. 6.3, Lift Station 26 Improvement Project. 6.3A, specifically this evening seeking a motion to spread upon the minutes the executed Hemp Hill construction contract that was approved by the board on May 23rd, 2024. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Nolan motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Ertel seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. 6.4, Lift Station 17 Force Main Project. Motion, seeking a motion to spread upon the minutes of the executed DNA underground contract that was approved by the board on May 9th, 2024. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Ertel motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. 6.5, miscellaneous construction engineering project. 6.5A specifically, seeking a motion to approve digital engineering invoice 23R00024, period 007-11, in the amount of $6,735 for the period of March 31st, 2024 through April 27th, 2024, leaving a remaining balance of $32,045 on this contract. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Nolan motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Ertel seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 And that motion carries. Thank you. Moves us to section 7, financials, docket of claims and financial report. 7.1A specifically, seeking a motion this evening to approve payment of the docket of claims in the total amount of $189,365.78 as attached in our packets.
So moved.
Commissioner Nolan motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Ertel seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 And it carries. Thank you. 7.1B, seeking a motion to acknowledge payment of the unapproved docket of claims as detailed in section 6 in the total amount of $6,735. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Ertel motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 And that motion is carried. 7.1C, seeking a motion to approve payment of the customer deposit refund register in the total amount of $364.83. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Nolan motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Tell seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 And that motion carries. Moves us to 7.1D, Treasurer's Report.
Thank you. Our available bank balance as of May 31st, 2024 was $7,665,168.38. Of this available cash, $4,748,400 is budgeted in the 5-year CIP plan. $2,232,056 is for operating and maintenance, and the remaining $684,712 is the emergency reserve. Our bond principal debt balance is $18,731,000. Our bad debt transfers for May were a credit of $11.64, and year-to-date is $107.21. Our total revenues are at 67%, which is on budget for the year. However, operating revenues are at 62%, which is below budget projections. The May bill cycle indicates an 8% increase in consumption from last month and a 14% increase in consumption from the same time last year. Our total expenses are at 53%, which is below budget for the year. Our operating ratio goal is 1.10, and we're at 1.83. Our debt ratio goal is 1.25, and we're at 2.82. Our CIP project spending is at 25%, which is also below budget for the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for the comptroller?
No, sir. No, sir.
Commissioner Bisecker?
No. No.
Thank you. Thank you for the report. Old business this evening, there's none. New business, 9.1. Seeking a motion to approve Census 3-year agreement to provide uniform services as included and authorize the chairman to execute.
Mr.
I
Chairman.
think you missed 7.2.
You skipped 7.2.
I must not have liked 7.2. I'll back up and find out why.
Thank you.
Thank you. 7.2, seeking a motion to adopt a resolution of authorizing the Executive Director, Dave Carden, to execute all documentation required in connection with the application of the Gulf Coast Restoration Fund, GCRF Infrastructure Grant Program, as attached here to, with adoption being put to a roll call vote. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Tell motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan seconds. And as pointed out, this will be a roll call vote. So would you take the roll, Madam?
Chairman Brian Griffith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Louis Ertel,
Yes.
Treasurer Secretary Mark Bisecker.
Yes.
Note Commissioner Arlen Griffey is absent. Commissioner Eric Nolan,
Yes.
thank you.
And the motion is carried. So we're empowering you. No wonder I jumped over that one, Dave.
You want to know why?
Why?
This motion? They informed us that there was zero monies paid out in grants for this fund this year due to over obligation from the last. So we've got to start all over and have it in by July deadline.
Why am I not surprised?
Me neither.
But
And just so you know, before you ask, it's $30 million up for grabs for everybody. Everybody.
everybody in the state or everybody on the coast?
State.
Okay.
Well, the Gulf Coast is part of the state. I
Right.
shouldn't say the whole state. The Gulf Coast regions.
Well, what's the old adage? You got dress for every game. So, yep, gotta play it. In it to win it. All right. So, no pressure.
Right.
We only want 28.8 million. We'll be good with that, okay?
We could work with that for this year.
All right. Old business, as stated before, none. New business, 9.1. Motion to approve Census 3-year agreement to provide uniform services as attached here to, and authorize the chairman to execute the same. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Ertel motions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan seconds. All in favor of approval of this action signify by saying aye.
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 And the motion carries. 9.2, motion to approve or deny customer Michael Zeringue, I guess I pronounced that right, 5626, oh my God, how do you pronounce that street? Ahua? How do you pronounce that street? Ahua replace.
Too many vowels for me.
Yeah, request for super credit in the amount of $110.13, which falls outside the board policy D 2021-011. Seeking a motion to approve, at least open for discussion. Can I get a motion to move on this?
So moved.
Commissioner Nolan motions to move. Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Ertel seconds. I'll accept that motion second. Obviously, because this is a bifurcated motion, it'll have to move into discussion. Can we please have more background on this?
Yes, sir. We have a customer that has applied for a sewer request for credit based upon he filled a swimming pool, and of course that water is not treated. And he is requesting this, but it falls outside of the sewer request for credit policy that's in place because he has only been a customer for 5 months, whereas the policy states it's a 12-month average, which we cannot provide. We can only provide a 5-month average. The customer understood this and requested to have it brought before the board.
And what is the recommendation of the staff based on past precedent?
Historically, more recently, the board has approved customers using just the full months that they have lived here at that property. We would average just the months if they have a full month average. We would exclude the month that he actually filled the pool. We would exclude his partial month where he moved in the middle of the month, if he did. And that's where we would come up.
And that value would be what?
The value is $110.13.
Based on using the months that he has.
Full months.
That's what we've done in the past. yeah.
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah, just want to make sure that
Mhm.
we're speaking it out loud. So,
The difference that has come about, I think this is unusual for us to actually have a fill in the pool. The others have been leaks
Sure.
or irrigation. That's the only difference between this one and the last three, I would say that.
for me, it's exclusively anecdotal. It just is what it is. But I find it remarkable that every one of these has been under 1 year service.
There's a lot of new construction going on
I
here
know.
now.
And people talk.
And people talk. What the heck does that mean?
It means that once you fold and say yes, they're all gonna come in here and please, when you have a policy and you're deviating.
Wow, that was subtle.
Kinda like when you pay for, the county starts paying, people come on their windshields when you got signs and the lawnmowers are out there.
Mm-hmm.
You use the road, you know they're hazards to drive. Once you pay for one windshield, everybody's got a broke windshield, and the county's gonna come expecting the county to pay for those
It
windshields.
sounds like someone's had experience with this little.
I do. Unfortunately, same thing with the water bill.
So I presume the motion that we will stick with is to accept. And,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking downfield
Mhm.
here. Because it's a motion to accept or deny. Good. So, the motion is accepted to accept as laid out by the commissioner's responses and carries unanimously among the four. We did step into discussion because there was a motion to accept or deny. So I'll return to the motion. Commissioner Nolan, you're good with the motion to accept?
Yes.
All in favor once again, because we'll come out of that discussion, all in favor once again of accepting the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
and the motion carries. Moves us to motion to adjourn. All in favor of having the next meeting, the Board of Commissioners, scheduled for 27th of June at 4 p.m. at this location, and ready to adjourn the meeting this evening, please, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Commissioner Tell motions, can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Nolan second.